which will be depicted by Mr. Mervin Season. Lapu-Lapu is a celebrated Filipino hero known for resisting Spanish colonization during the early 16th century. As the chieftain of Mactan Island, he led his warriors in the historic Battle of Mactan on April 27, 1521, where they successfully repelled Spanish forces led by Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan. Lapu-Lapu refused to submit to foreign rule, asserting his people's sovereignty and bravery. His victory made him the first known native leader to resist European colonization in the Philippines, marking the beginning of Filipino resistance against foreign domination. While much of his life remains undocumented, Lapu-Lapu has become a powerful national symbol of courage, independence, and nationalism.
Queen Maliwang Tiwang, depicted by Sharon Suso. Queen Maliwang Tiwang is a cherished figure in Philippine indigenous folklore, remembered as a powerful kabaylan and wise leader, revered for her healing, spiritual guidance, and deep connection to nature. She held both political and sacred authority within her community. Though her story lives on, mainly through oral tradition, she embodies the strength of women in pre-colonial society, where female leaders were both respected and essential. Her legacy continues to inspire, reminding us of the rich spiritual heritage and enduring wisdom of our ancestors.
Our next hero is Princess 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, being depicted by Mrs. Gloria Agravante. Princess 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 is a legendary warrior princess from Philippine folklore, believed to have ruled the kingdom of 𝗵𝗏𝐴𝐶, region. She is described as a brave, intelligent, and skilled commander, famously leading an army of fierce women warriors. And according to accounts, including that of the 14th century traveler Batuta, 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 was admired for her strength, wisdom, and beauty. She refused to marry any man who could not defeat her in battle, reinforcing her image as an empowered and independent leader. Princess 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 remains a celebrated symbol of pre-colonial Filipino heroism, leadership, and the vital role of women in society.
We have journeyed through the vibrant and sovereign days of our ancestors, where bravery and leadership were carved into the very soul of our islands. But history does not stand still. A new chapter loomed, one of upheaval, struggle, and resistance.
The Spanish colonial era began, and with it, over 300 years of foreign rule. But from that darkness, light began to rise from the hearts of those who refused to be silenced.
This was an era where the Filipino spirit was tested and transformed, where faith was used to colonize, but also became a source of inner strength, where education became a privilege and a weapon, where resistance took many forms, from the pen to the blade.
Tonight, we honor those who stood tall despite chains. These were heroes forged in fire, visionaries, warriors, and martyrs.
So let us now enter the era of colonization and revolution, an era of awakening resistance and rebirth. Welcome to the Spanish colonial era.
In this era, we come to know Dr. Jose Rizal, being depicted by Mr. Mervin Season. Jose Rizal was a Filipino nationalist, writer, and revolutionary who played a keynote in movement for independence from Spanish colonial rule. Born on June 19, 1861, in Calamba, Laguna. Rizal was a brilliant scholar and polymath who studied in Europe and spoke multiple languages. He is best known for his novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, which exposed the injustices and abuses of the Rizal believed in peaceful reform rather than violent revolution, advocating for education, civil rights, and equal treatment for Filipinos. His writings inspired a growing sense of Filipino nationalism and awakened the desire for freedom. Despite his moderate stance, he was arrested by Spanish authorities, accused of sedition, and executed by firing squad on December 30th, 1896. Rizal's martyrdom sparked great resistance against colonial rule and solidified his place as the national hero of the Philippines. His life and works continue to influence Filipino identity, values, and the pursuit of justice and independence.
Gabriela Silang, depicted by Jeanette Perez. Gabriela Silang is celebrated as the first female leader of a revolutionary movement against Spanish rule in the Philippines. A symbol of courage and nationalism, she stood alongside her husband 𝐏𝐡𝐢𝐥𝐢𝐥𝐢 as his advisor during the Spanish-British War, and after his assassination, she fearlessly took command of the resistance in Ilocos. Despite overwhelming odds, she led the troops in a continued fight for independence. Her legacy lives on as a powerful reminder of the resilience and women's leadership. In 2019, September 20th was officially declared a special working holiday to honor her bravery and unwavering love for the country. This day aims to celebrate the heroism of a great Filipino heroine as the embodiment of fearlessness and undying love for country. From the shadows of colonization, a spark was lit, one that would not be extinguished. What began as whispers of discontent soon roared into a revolutionary cry for freedom. The Filipino people had awakened, and they would no longer be ruled in silence.
This was the revolutionary period, a time when the blood of patriots was spilled not out of fear, but out of love. For the land, for the people, for the future. And so, we welcome you now in the fire and favor of the revolutionary period. Leading us to the birth of independence in this era is Andres Bonifacio. Being depicted by Mr. Danny Casalia. Andres Bonifacio was a Filipino revolutionary leader and the founder of the Katipunan, a secret society that fought for independence from Spanish colonial rule. Born in Tondo, Manila in 1863, he believed that freedom could not be achieved through peaceful reforms alone and called for armed revolution. In 1896, the Katipunan launched the Philippine Revolution, with Bonifacio leading the initial uprisings. He is known for his bravery, his strategic mind, and deep dedication to the Filipino people. Bonifacio is remembered as the father of the Philippine Revolution and a symbol of courage, resistance, and a fight for justice. His legacy continues to inspire Filipinos to stand for their rights and uphold national pride.
Welcoming Doña Marcela Mariano 𝐏𝐡𝐢𝐥𝐢𝐩𝐢, Lorenza 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐢𝐥 and Delfina Hermosa Natividad, depicted by Jenilyn Navarro, Judith Luby, and Shini Luby. Doña Marcela Mariano 𝐏𝐡𝐢𝐥𝐢𝐩𝐢 is belovedly remembered as the mother of the Filipino flag. While in exile in Hong Kong, she was chosen by General Emilio Aguinaldo to sew the country's first official flag, a symbol of independence. With the help of her daughter Lorenza and friend Delfina, she hand-stitched the flag in just 5 days. It was proudly raised on June 12, 1898 during the Declaration of Philippine Independence. Beyond her quiet heroism, Marcela also supported the revolution through humanitarian efforts. Her legacy reflects the grace, strength, and patriotism of Filipino women in shaping the nation's history.
Leading us now is General Emilio Aguinaldo, depicted by Drew Castillo. Aguinaldo was a Filipino revolutionary leader and the first president of the Philippines. Born in 1869 in Cavite, he rose to prominence during the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonial rule. Aguinaldo led Filipino forces in key battles, and on June 12, 1898, declared the country's independence from Spain in 𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐵. He was later elected president of the first Philippine Republic, the first constitutional republic in Asia. When the United States took control of the Philippines after defeating the Spain, Aguinaldo led Filipino forces in the Philippine-American War in 1899 to 1902, continuing the fight for independence. He was eventually captured by the American forces in 1901, marking the decline of the revolutionary resistance. Emilio Aguinaldo is remembered as a symbol of Filipino nationalism and struggle for self-governance.
The revolution had lit the fire of independence, and the Filipino people stood on the edge of a long-awaited freedom. But just as one colonizer fell, another arrived, under a different flag, with a different promise.
The American era came with the language of democracy and the promise of progress. But it too came with control, suppression, and new struggles for identity and autonomy. Let us now step into this complex chapter, a time of uncertainty, awakening, and silent courage. Welcome to the American era of our story.
Teresa Magbanua, depicted by Mary Jane Napolitano. Teresa Magbanua, born in 1863 in Iloilo, was a trailblazer in the Philippine Revolution and one of the country's first female military leaders. Known for her courage in battles, like the Battle of Iloilo, she trained fellow soldiers and fought as a proud member of the Katipunan. She championed women's rights in education, defying the gender norms of her time. Teresa's legacy continues to inspire generations to lead with strength, pursue justice, and believe in the power of equality.
Outstanding in this era is 𝐷𝐿𝐻𝐿, being depicted by 𝐕𝐢𝐜𝐻𝐿. Manuel Quezon became the first president of the Philippine Commonwealth in 1935, playing a crucial role in shaping the country's path toward full independence through the 𝐼𝐻𝐼𝐻. He strongly advocated for Filipino as the national language to unify the nation and strengthen its identity. His humanitarian leadership extended beyond the Philippines when he welcomed Jewish refugees fleeing Nazi persecution in the late 1930s. Quezon's legacy remains. Now we have Aurora Quezon, being depicted by Mrs. Jeneline Tan. She was the President Quezon's wife and First Lady of the Philippines from 1935 to 1944. She played a significant role in this era and was deeply involved in humanitarian efforts. She was the first chairperson of the Philippine National Red Cross and played a significant role in advocating for women's suffrage in the Philippines, which was granted in 1937. She dedicated her life to improving conditions for Filipinos, particularly in health and education, continuing her husband's legacy of public service.
𝐷𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿, depicted by Mrs. 𝐵𝐲𝐿𝐻𝐵𝐵𝐻. She was a Filipino civic leader, educator, and passionate advocate for women's rights. Born in 1898, she founded the Girl Scouts of the Philippines and worked tirelessly to promote women's empowerment, education, and social welfare. During World War II, she became part of the resistance movement, secretly aiding Filipino and American prisoners of war by providing food, medicine, and moral support. Despite the dangers, she remained committed to humanitarian work and national service. Josefa Escoda is remembered as a symbol of courage, compassion, and unwavering dedication to justice and freedom. We have journeyed through centuries of struggle struggle, sacrifice, and sovereignty, each era leaving its mark on our identity. And now we arrive at the chapter still being written, the present.
Today's heroes may not always wear medals or carry swords, but they rise each day with the same resilience, devotion, and courage that shape our history. Their battles look different, but their spirit is uncharged. They are faithful, devoted, unbreakable. So tonight, as we honor the modern Filipino heroes, we honor you, the torch bearers of our legacy and trailblazers of the generations yet to come. Welcome to the new era of heroism. Tonight, we celebrate not just the heroes of our past, but the everyday Filipinos who serve in quiet strength and deep devotion, from nurses and caregivers to teachers and first responders. These modern-day heroes embody the core values of our culture: faith, family, service, and bayanihan. Their work is more than a job. It's a reflection of our heritage and a continuation of our ancestors' legacy.
Represented tonight are Edwin Lazon, OFW, Tina Bailon, nurse, Rowan Hernandez, doctor, Wilma Bigurno, caregiver, Anthony Osrin, firefighter, and Ador Cabrera, teacher. Clothed in attire inspired by their roles, they stand not just as professionals, but as symbols of sacrifice, faith, and love for country. As they walk, we see more than uniforms. We see heroism in action, stitched with courage and sacrifice and service, and rooted in what it means to be proudly Filipino.
Playing the role of the empowered couple is Mr. and Mrs. John Malik. As we welcome this elegant couple, we are reminded that love in the Filipino spirit is more than a union of two hearts. It is a commitment grounded in faith, family, and tradition. In Filipino culture, marriage is not just a personal vow, but a sacred covenant often sealed within the church, symbolizing the couple's devotion not only to each other, but to God and community. In honoring our heroes, we are also honoring those who are quiet in our everyday acts of devotion, the mothers and fathers who model commitment, the grandparents who pass down tradition, and couples who embody strength through love. This couple symbolizes that legacy, resilient, devoted, and rooted in faith, carrying forward the values that have shaped generations of Filipinos.
As we shine the spotlight on the youth in our community, we celebrate more than style. We celebrate promise, purpose, and pride. These young individuals carry the legacy of our Filipino heroes, not only through their talents and dreams, but through the values they live each day: deep respect for family, unwavering faith, and heartfelt devotion to community. This group of empowered leaders, Jamil Alipio, grade 8 student at Stanley Knowles, Gal Ronan, a grade 11 student of Sisler High School, Caitlin Obon, a student from Sisler High School in grade 12, can be the bearers of great hope in the future.
Their presence today is a tribute to the traditions that continue to shape us. Traditional, rooted in church, culture, and kinship. In their own way, our youth are our modern-day heroes. Resilient in the face of challenges, faithful in their commitments, and determined to build stronger, more connected families and communities. A very good example of witnessing hope and victory for our youth of today is when Caitlin Obon courageously faced the challenge in representing the Philippines in the Miss Teen Universe 2025 pageant in the Dominican Republic. Her message of courage, faith, and determination can be inspiring to all, especially to the other youth, to realize that dreams are never too far out of reach. In depicting these different heroes, a our land, from the past to the present. It is with great hope, faith, and confidence that all of these good characteristic traits demonstrated by our historic heroes and have been witnessed from our present-day heroes be imbibed, assimilated, and passed on to our children as they grow from childhood to their developing years as teens or young adults, and progressively mature in their process, where they are challenged to take leadership roles and be empowered to be of service to our community.
So in honoring them, we honor the future, one that holds fast to the strength of the past. They remind us that respect, love, and unity are not outdated ideals, but enduring foundations. With each step they take tonight, they carry with them the spirit of those who came before and the courage to shape what comes next.